Hi, man.
What are you doing?
I'm drinking wine and eating cheese and catching some rays, you know.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? Before we crack on, we are live right now, and as we speak, the notifications are going global everywhere. So if you're watching on the replay, if you are impatient or whatever, you might have to go forward 5-10 minutes maybe. But anyway, this is mainly for the community that I spent years building, and lots of people are being told that we're live. So I need a notification, a 5x5, as they say. So if you can see and hear me all right. I've been tinkering around with the lighting a bit, so hopefully it's not too dark and etc. And I hope you can hear me good. Rachel, awesome. Thank you, honey. Excellent. Tam, Mr. Steve. So good. You can see and hear me. Now, I do have an indicator come up on the screen there to say if there's a weak signal, because I have bugged out pretty much off grid now. So sometimes the signal can drop. If that happens, I will refresh the page and we can crack on. So, right, it's good. It looks like we're getting people in the house. Speaking of Rachel, my partner, if you didn't know, she's in the chat right now, and her the link to her YouTube channel. Yes, she's just got a YouTube channel now, and she's putting all of her artwork or some of it on there. So if you guys are interested in art or what my partner has to say or do, there's a link to her YouTube channel right underneath this live stream. So you can go and click on that and subscribe. She'd really appreciate it. And that would be all cool. So it looks like brilliant. So you can see and hear me okay. Now, before we get started, I did say that I am not, let me just come out of the chat because it's really crazy. Yeah, before we get started, I did say, and I'm sticking to it, that I'm not going to be talking about anything political or anything to do with the government, etc. Okay, I really want to get stuck back into prepping. But I wanted to see what sort of scale it actually is with the truth, because if you don't know what happened to me back in October last year, go onto my YouTube channel and go under live, and it will say banned on social media for 4 months. Watch that and it will explain to you what has happened to me personally. I don't think it's right to just repeat all of that. 30 odd thousand people have watched it already. Someone, a friend of mine who is a professional DJ, has urged me to go to UK Column to tell my story. But to be honest, I just want it all done. I don't want to poke the hornet's nest. But what I did want to touch on is the fact that you can put a post on social media, and if it is not what the government mainstream narrative is, you could be arrested. Now, I didn't realize how crazy it was, because let me tell you this, since I was arrested the 23rd of October last year, I have not watched any news at all. Okay. I have not gravitated towards the desire to know any conspiracy theories. I've literally just shut it all off. Right. I've shut it all off. And I was aware that at the time that I was offline for 4 months, because of my past experience on YouTube, when I tell people I'm not going to be online for a week, 2 weeks, that's when the trolls, the cowards turn up. Now, when I was arrested and I said I'm going to not allowed to go on social media at all, I knew that there would be lots of people slagging me off. And the reason why that happened is because they're cowards and they knew that I wouldn't be online to defend myself. So if you was unfortunate enough to read any of the bad comments about me during those 4 months, what you have to try and conclude with that is they only done that because they knew I wasn't going to block them, delete them, or whatever it is. I've been doing this for a long time, since 2012. Okay, now I learned over a few years at the beginning, if you engage or interact with any negativity, basically the troll or the idiot gets what they want. Okay, so in my opinion, based on my experience, my advice would be, if you see any negative comments, not just about me, but online anywhere, the worst thing you can do is to engage with that person, troll, bot, whatever you want to call it. Okay, because all you're doing is you're giving away your energy, and you are letting them know that they have found someone to fight against because they've got problems. All right, my advice is just ignore them. All right, if there's anything negative, you can pick up on it. If it's got like 50 characters, within like 4 or 5 characters, you can usually guess that it's going to be bad. So my advice, just stop reading, just scroll past, etc. Or sometimes if it is bad, don't even look at the comments at all. So I knew that would happen. And I knew that lots of people who have got my back would be upset by what they're reading. Scott, Wessex Blades, fair play to you, Scott, for being my mouthpiece during that time. Richard Vobes as well. And Jason of Archaics, really good support there. But yeah, what happened to me, it wasn't just an isolated incident. It really is pretty crazy. Now let me just get this set up, because it's been a while. Oh, right, sorry about that. A bit rusty. Right, I want you to check this out here. Look at this: 12,000 Brits arrested just last year after social media posts. Now, that could be deemed as a conservative estimate. My guess would be a lot higher. And look at this. This was posted today. All right. This is up to date, the 7th of April, 2025. Highlighted it there. 12,000 people in the UK were arrested over social media posts. Okay. Now, you can find this article online and you can go through it as well. It's pretty much the same in the West as well. Look at this: 81% of US adults agree that groups with politically unpopular views should be allowed to protest in public spaces. Look at that, 81%. Okay, and it breaks it down of all of the controlled groups there. All right, so this basically is a massive attack on freedom of speech, and it happened to me. Now, I wasn't antagonizing, I wasn't goading people into being racist or anything like that, but that was enough, what I was doing online, to get me arrested. And if you didn't know, just quickly, they took away my phone, all of my electronic devices, including this laptop, webcam, the whole thing, my camcorder, all of my SD cards, thumb drives, external hard drives, the whole shebang. Took it all away. All right. And they said, during the investigation, I'm not allowed to go on social media at all. If I did, I would be arrested immediately and detained. No joke. Yes, this is the UK. This is 2024 at the time. It's 2025 now. And I can foresee this getting a lot worse. All right. So, if you have had this happen to you, let us know in the comments or in the live chat, what happened to you. Because when you think of freedom of speech, and we are seeing changes in this country, I think it's right to be honest and talk about the public feeling about it. And we are absolutely being silenced big time and threatened in this way. Now, the biggest problem I see is the streets of the UK should be safe, protected by the police. Okay. But what we're seeing is people are being fined for doing all sorts of minor things, and being arrested and probably fined, custodial sentences to the extreme, just about putting a post on social media. And real bad, nasty criminals are left pretty much to roam the streets, sticking to their trade craft, upsetting everyone else. Personally, I think that's unbalanced, way out of order, unfair. And yeah, we don't want to go too political about the reasons why that is being allowed to happen, but it just seems to be the case. Now, what I wanted to talk about was the fallout. So, you know, this happened. It was a shock to me. I was aware that similar things were happening in Melbourne, Australia, back in 2020, when people were speaking up about how bad the police were behaving, arresting people for Facebook posts. Over here in the UK, we was dumbfounded. How the hell could that have happened? But it's happening over here right now. There's people being arrested every single day in the UK just for putting a post on social media, and it doesn't have to be racist, antagonizing violence or anything like that. It's just an opinion. Okay, who remembers at school, sticks and stones will break my bones, but words will never hurt me? That was drummed into us, and here we are. You can say something and someone's going to get offended or upset and you're in trouble. Now, the thing is, when people get offended, it's only for that person and it's only based on that person's experience. It doesn't mean to say that they're right. Okay, if you're offended, it doesn't mean that you're right. Really let that sink in. So what I wanted to talk about was, yes, I am appealing for help. And when you listen to what I'm about to say, you'll probably understand why. Okay. So the fallout from it. Now, I'm just going to be honest. Okay. I've been struggling a lot lately to go in front of camera. And trust me, I really want to get stuck into prepping again. Okay. But I feel that if I don't make this appeal, I really don't know what's going to happen. Okay. It's been really hard. It's affected me more than I realized. And, you know, talking with my partner has been excellent. Yeah, she's been absolutely rock by my side. So I love you, Rachel. Big respect there. I didn't realize how bad I've been affected by this. Now, all I'm going to do is talk about the truth. Okay. Whistles, bells, gone. This is just the raw truth, right? I feel that because of what's happened, I probably have PTSD, which we've spoke about a few times. I've raised, I don't know, thousands and thousands of pounds for military veteran charities, mostly about PTSD. And I never thought in a million years that I would have it. Now, it hasn't been diagnosed yet. I am going to be seeking professional advice based upon what happened to me, because I feel like I'm stuck. I'm stuck in a void. I really want to move forward. And when I was allowed to go back online, I got hacked. Now, there is speculation whether it's 77th Brigade. The timing is very, very clear to me. It's very, very obtuse. But yes, I'm still locked out of my two main emails and my Microsoft account. So that's really put the kibosh on me moving forward with getting an income, etc. So I'm going to try my best to try and get that rectified as soon as possible. Locked out of my two email accounts, one primary and one recovery. And one of them is my main Microsoft account. So some of you guys who use Windows would probably know what I mean. Without a Microsoft account, or if it's been compromised, you are literally stuck. Okay. Speaking of emails, I have set up a new, it could be a temporary email address. And that email address is below this video in the description box. You can go click on more or tap on where it says more, and you see the email address. And that is live right now. It works. Okay. So yes, it is pretty crazy. Now, let me show you this. It'll give you an idea of what I'm trying to say. Okay, look at this. PTSD after a police raid. Experiencing a police raid can be a deeply traumatic event, potentially leading to post-traumatic stress disorder or related symptoms, including nightmares, hypervigilance, and difficulty concentrating. And that is just the tip of the iceberg. Okay. Emotional numbing or having difficulty feeling emotions, problems of memory, engagement from others, negative views on oneself or the world. I'm not kidding, guys. It's an absolute nightmare, to be honest. It's a new thing for me. I've got friends who have served in the military, and you know they've told me how PTSD affects them, and some of the things, the steps that I've taken to remedy that issue. And I'm going to be doing that as soon as I possibly can. So yeah, it's not been easy, should we say. And with that comes, as an add-on, I would say depression. Okay. Now, any of you who have had depression, or if you have it right now, you probably understand where I'm coming from here. Most people know me quite well. You know, when the weather's nice and sunny, I'm absolutely outside. I love being outside, especially when the weather's nice. Now, recently we've had lovely weather, and I have had no desire at all to go outside. It's horrible. You know, I've put on loads of weight. I've had my hair grow, letting myself go. I'm out of shape. And that's, you know, that is down to depression and with PTSD. With the financial situation, it's that bad. I can't even afford to pay last month's rent. So at some point, I am going to be contacted by my landlord to ask for rent, and I just haven't got it. I have probably got about £13 in my account right now, and I've got loads of bills coming out. I think on the 12th or the 13th, I have to pay for this platform, which is StreamYard. So without that, I will have to go raw live stream with YouTube, which is nowhere near as straightforward as this. So yeah, depression, you know, it's very, very hard to go on the screen. Most people will see people on YouTube, and it's like they put on a happy face. You know, it's like the clown putting their paint on, and when the show's after and they're depressed, they wipe it all off and they're sad again. So it is hard. I feel like I have to put on my happy face and everything's great and all the rest of it, and come on, let's get going. And no, I just haven't done that. And the reason why I haven't been making videos or doing live streams recently is because I've been depressed. No bullshit, I'm telling you straight. Okay. I just find it hard to pretend. I'm just a genuine guy. And most of you who have been following me since 2012 will know that. Lots of you have probably met me in public or at the prepper meets that I do. Incidentally, I am trying to do a prepper meet this year. It's been a nightmare trying to get hold of the place where I've done it last year, but I am going to try today. So heads up for prepper meet this year. I'm trying to do it for the last weekend of July, just as a heads up. All right, I'm really going to try to get things done. So yeah, financially, it's kicked me right in the nuts because, you know, it's made the situation worse. You know, I want to move on. I want to make videos. I'm depressed, so I can't go in front of camera. Therefore, I can't earn money. Therefore, the problem gets worse. And it's crazy. It feels like my life has been put on pause, pretty much. So what I decided to do is I spoke to my partner and some close friends, and they recommended, you know what, why don't you do a GoFundMe thing? You know, ignore all of the haters. You know what I've come to notice, you know, when you try to better yourself, and I don't want to use the word lead by example, but you know what I'm saying? If you know someone who is changing their lives for the better and they're shining their energy out there, and people are attracted to that, and they speak to them asking questions and they decide to do the same, and that's how people get woken up. I've been doing it wrong. I'm not going to be a tosspot not to admit it, but I've been doing it wrong. I've been trying to tell people what's coming down the pipe to prepare for it, and it's wrong because it's not up to me to tell people what to do. All I can do is tell people what I've experienced, and if people like it, great. If not, then that's great too. It's fine. I think that's what we need to do. We need to raise our vibes. We need to be positive. We need to move forward. We need to rise to the challenge, because life will give us lessons and challenges, and it's up to us how we tackle them. We can reach out to people when we really are low, which is what I'm doing now, or we can decide to give it a bash, fixing the problems by ourselves, and that's really hard. That's called self-work, shadow work, and I will be doing some of that when I feel I'm ready, after I've embarked upon my professional help, which I'm going to be getting as soon as I can get the finances. Okay, so the GoFundMe thing has been set up. There's links to that below if you want to help. There's Coffee or Ko-fi, buy me a coffee, and of course there's PayPal. Now PayPal is probably one of the better options because You can choose friends or family. What that will do is that will ensure that all of the money goes straight to me rather than all of these other organizations which take, you know, a cut. YouTube super stickers take 40%. So if someone wanted to help and give me £10, I only get 6. YouTube get £4. And if it's £100, YouTube take £40. That's nearly half. Okay. So PayPal, friends and family would be the better option. The GoFundMe, I think, is they take 2 or 3%. Ko-fi and Buy Me a Coffee, they take a small percentage as well. So this is it's not easy to do this because I want to stand on my own 2 feet. But it's like I've been through hell. This is my punishment, or the universe telling me this is not what you're supposed to be doing, Darren. This is not what you're supposed to be doing. Sharing all the negative. Oh my God, my landlord's just contacted me just now. If you heard the notifications, wow. So she's going to be asking for rent, and I've got 13 quid. I've got my car broke down. That's cost me about £4,000 to fix over the last 12 months. That's wiped out some of my savings. Having no income at all for 4 months has wiped out all of my savings. So I'm right up to the neck, the roof of my overdraft. I'm absolutely in shit creek right now. So all I need is this springboard to get going and to help me over this short term. Now, once I've done this video, and believe me, this is helping me right now. Okay, once I've got this done, I will be okay to make videos, if that makes any sense. Okay, I couldn't have gone out there and made videos with my mental state as it is right now. Just couldn't. So this is really important for me to get this done. And you don't have to help, but if you can, it really will help. All right. And I remember someone saying a few live streams ago, if everyone donated £1, you know, there's 400 people in here, that would seriously help. It really would. But I know, you know, I've been there myself. I want to help someone and my bank account is like, crap, I can't even afford £1. So I know what it's like. I don't want you feeling bad if you can't help. But if you are in a financial situation where you can help, I would seriously appreciate it, because now would be the time. Now would absolutely be the time. I've had help getting me through these 4 months, and you know, I've literally been living off of my prepped food. Now, some of you, I hope, who are into preparedness like I am, would already have food, and I have, and I've been surviving off of my preps. I haven't done a food shop for months now. I can't afford it. I've been living off of beans, bacon grill, pasta, passata, all of these things. And let me tell you this, it's not a good diet. It's probably led to me putting on so much weight now. Some of my clothes are not fitting because I've just put on so much weight. So just to have money to get some healthy, fresh food would be good. And the weather is nice. Because I've been depressed and I didn't really want to go outside, you know, after talking to you guys and, you know, feeling the love from you guys, I'm feeling like I'm going to get my mojo back and get out there and start to make some videos. Because I know at some point, this is a prediction, by the way, at some point over the next 2 weeks, we are going to see so much rain that it could be problematic. So that's a bit of a heads up. If any of you guys live near any floodplains or places where you're susceptible to landslides, excuse me, bacon grill, it repeats, landslides, you're going to be seeing a lot of flash floods, all right? Because I know, you know, we haven't had any rain here for about 3 or 4 weeks now. So heads up, guys, all right? When the rains come, it's going to be bad. So I need to seize this opportunity and get out there. Whilst the weather's nice, it just makes it a lot easier to make videos. Okay, you can go out, you know, in the heavy wind and rain, but your devices, if you can't afford decent ones, they're going to get wet and ruined. Even if they are good devices, the screen's going to be full up with drops. The wind microphones won't work, and it all makes for really bad videos. Okay. Where I live in this very, very small cottage, it's very dark in here. So to make videos indoors is very difficult. So I really do need this, guys. I really need your help if you can. to one, pay my rent, to put some fuel in the car, to get myself some good food. And I've got loads of bills coming. I've got Mailer Lite, which I do my newsletter. That's nearly £70 a month. I've got StreamYard. That's like £30–40 a month, and loads of other things. The website's not working. There's default payments which I've missed, and that's shut down until I can afford to pay them. So I'm really hammered, big time. So yeah, it's the fallout. So if any of you guys have been affected by a police raid for saying something which the government disagrees with on social media, let us all know what your experience is. And if you know anyone that's happened to them, how are they coping? And if you know anyone who is at a police raid and they've been arrested, maybe they've been sent down, maybe they're in prison right now, can you reach out to them and check in on them? Okay. Now, I'm so fortunate and blessed to know lots of amazing people, okay, who have reached out to me, checking in on me to see if I'm all right. And I can't begin to appreciate how much that means to me. From Rachel, my family, and all of my close friends have been really good. And all I can do is apologize if I haven't replied. It's because I've been in a bad place. All right. This has affected me more than I realized. Most of you know that, I'm positive, I'm happy-go-lucky, and, stiff upper lip, crack on. But this, when I had that knock on the door at like 7 o'clock in the morning, and no one comes out here, I'm very remote. Only very few people know where I live, and you know where I live. And that was like, what? When I opened that curtain and I saw 12 police officers with tasers and cars, and I was on my own. Forget about all of that heroic, let's get the crossbow and go for it. In the real world, when it happens to you, if it does, God forbid it doesn't, it's not like that. And that moment of heart palpitations and stress, I relived that a lot, and I need help for that. It's and all of the bad things that have happened since then. I've had to destroy my phone, which is probably worth about £1,200, because they've done something to it, monitoring devices installed, etc. That phone has been destroyed. I've had to find money from somewhere, God knows how, but to buy a cheap phone. And when I got hacked, I was locked out all of my accounts. I couldn't get started again. And then the depression, the PTSD as well, it was made it a nightmare. So yeah, if you guys know anyone who has had this happen, please reach out to them. And if you can share the links to the GoFundMe in any way that you can help, I would seriously appreciate it. Even if it's only £1 or £2, it really helps. Okay. It's all about being grateful. Okay. And this is basically the universe telling me that I'm not supposed to have been doing that. I was putting out bad, negative energy, and it's come back and it's got me. Karma's grabbed me by the nuts, twisted them so much that I'm struggling with it now. So it's now I'm going to be doing positive preparedness and probably some motivational stuff as well, because I am actually walking the walk. Okay. All of the stuff that I do is genuine, and it's all from experience. I am a genuine guy. You guys probably know that, but some of you new guys are, who the hell's this guy? But it's true. This is real talk. This is being authentic. Okay. This isn't hiding behind a big flash studio, putting on a fake face, and all of the rest of it. And, I've got no idea what I'm talking about. I'm just in it for the money. No, I'm just a genuine guy trying to help people and help myself and spread the things that I'm learning. Okay. And to be blessed with such a big platform and a huge following, like you guys are amazing. Without your support, I think I'm done. So I just need a bit of help financially to get my foot on the ladder again, and I'm going to be smashing it. I've already been contacted companies to help. Lots of things have been set up already, and yeah, soon there's going to be some real cool things coming your way. One of them is so big I can't talk about it, but in a couple of months' time, there is going to be a huge, really high polished production bug out video with amazing vehicles, seriously. So stay tuned for that. Okay. So it's been half an hour. I'm gonna love you and leave you guys. Anyone who's helped supporting me on any of the platforms below, I can't thank you enough. Seriously. This is just me being straight with you guys. I know some of you have been worried that I haven't been making videos, but yeah, I needed to get this one done, and I feel relieved actually. I feel glad that I did this video, because you know I'm not even going to talk about the S word, but it's been prevalent a few times. It's been that bad. Some of you know what I'm talking about. So you guys who've been supporting me, especially financially, I can't appreciate enough. So stay tuned. This is not the end. And, you know, these bad lessons make us stronger. Okay. So if there's anything I can pass on to you guys, if you're going through the shit right now, don't give up. I almost did a few times. Right. Keep going. Just keep going. You guys take care. Thanks for watching and stay funky.